Hi friends, hope you guys are doing well today. So for today's tutorial, our second holiday tutorial, I'm bringing you guys half special effects, half glam. I haven't done this in a while, and yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing how I created this look, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so I did a brow and I blocked my other one off camera. So we're going to start with the glam eye just to make it easier. So I'm going to start with some P. Louise base. I'm going to apply that with a flat brush and I'm just going to pat it on. And for eyeshadows today, we are going to be using the Stacey Marie MUA Carnival 3 palette. Sorry, my mirror broke, so we just took it out. I'm going to be using Cocoa, Tan Lines, Ginger, and Black Beach. Alright, so for our first eyeshadow, we're going to be using Cocoa, which was kind of that medium brown. And I'm using a Morphe M506 brush. And the first layer for me is mostly about getting the real true color of the shadow. So I'm not really focused on the blend right now. I just really want the color to really come out how it truly is. Because if we were to set this base before I started doing eyeshadow, this shadow would not come up as vibrant. It would also be a bit more patchy because since you set it, your eyeshadow is not really sticking to anything, and I personally feel that it should. I know a lot of artists and regular everyday makeup wearers don't really like that kind of wet base, but your eyeshadow is setting your base if you're doing it correctly. I'm a sucker for shades like this, like for not everyday makeup, but like neutral colored makeup. I always go for like, this is my transition. I love colors like this, like that warm kind of almost burnty orangey color. I love that. Anyways, so now I'm just gonna take a clean blending brush and just try to smoke out that edge before we start with the next color, because if we begin to start trying to blend on top of this kind of shape will stay there. So if it's more smoked out before we start blending, it'll be easier to blend. So now I'm going to take another M506 and I'm going to start to blend that out with the shade Ginger. I like that undertone a bit more than Tan Lines because Tan Lines is a bit more cool. I want it to be more warm. Now I'm going to go in and kind of mix and blend the two a little bit more. So I'm just taking that first M506 brush and I'm using the first shade Cocoa, and I'm just kind of refreshing that color and also kind of blending it out a little bit better. I'm going to take a kind of chocolatey, it's a little darker than chocolate brown. These two right here, I'm going to be mixing. This is from the Morphe 35G palette. I'm going to focus that mostly on the lid, the outer and the inner. Nothing should go in the middle because again, I'm going for more of a halo eye, so I want to keep that center clear for my shimmer later. Okay, so now that we look crazy, I'm gonna go in with the previous shade Cocoa and blend the dark brown and that into one another. Alright guys, so I know this looks insane, but trust the process. So now I'm just going to take another flat brush and we're going to pack on our shimmer in the center. So I don't really want like copper, but I don't really want gold, so I think I'm going to mix the two. So now with my finger, I'm just going to tap on some Peaches pigments in the shades Famous and Dynamite. So Famous is more gold, while Dynamite has a bit more of that coppery undertone. So this is, oh, you can't really see it. This is Famous. I'm focusing this on the main like center. Alright guys, so this is the completed eye for now. I'm happy with that. We're just going to draw out our kind of shape for our gingerbread man. So I am using a cookie cutter. Shout out to my mom. I blocked my brow, so pretty much my idea is to almost do it in this shape. So I know that his leg, this one here, isn't on my face, so I'm going to draw out what is, and then when I'm done, just push that leg over just to finish off the shape. But yeah, we're not doing anything crazy. This is just kind of a general idea as to where he's going. For my shape, I'm just going to be using some red body paint. Okay, so there we go. That looks crazy, but we got it. For now, I'm just going to clean up that shape and perfect it a little bit more to my liking, and I'll be right back to start the skin. Alright guys, so I'm happy with that. I just cleaned that up a bit and started to fill it in. Now we're going to do some foundation. So for foundation, I use, well, I've been using, I jump around a lot, Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation. So we're pretty much just filling in everywhere. I'm not going directly close to this because we are putting silicone. So I just finished up the skin real fast. I put on some blush, finished up the face. Now we're just going to finish up the eye. So I'm just going to smoke out the bottom lash line just to make the whole eye kind of work. So we're using the same shades that we used on the top. So really quickly, I'm just going to finish up that. I'm just going to pop on the lash and throw some black pencil in the waterline, and I'll be right back to start the special effects. Alright guys, so I finished up with pretty much the face. I added some glow to the body. Yeah, I popped on my lash, some inner corner highlight, and I put on some highlighter. So yeah, now we're going to move on to the lips real fast. So I'm just going to be lining my lips with MAC Chestnut lip pencil. Alright guys, so next I'm just going to take a really light, almost brownish taupey kind of lipstick. I don't remember where I got this from. I'm really sorry. Alright guys, so I'm living for the lip. I'm just debating if I'm going to throw gloss on it or not, but I'll figure that out in a bit. So to move on to my special effects and my skin, we will be using 3rd Degree, which is silicone, which comes in 2 parts, so it's A and B. So I do have 2 separate spatulas, because if I use the same one in both, I'll fuck up the whole product. So keep that in mind. I'm going to be mixing one with A, one with B. We'll put it together and start on the face. So you have about a 10-minute working time, so I'm gonna make half of the batch because sometimes I play myself and it's like, yeah, you could do it in 10 minutes, but I can't finesse it how I want to in 10 minutes. So to kind of show you what it is that I do, I'm just following the shape of our little cut here. Alright guys, so now that that's done, I just set the edge with some baby powder so it's no longer sticky, and I just glued a little piece of cotton pad just to protect my eye because I do want to put a little bit more third degree in the center for some texture. So I'm just going to continue that until I'm happy. I'm going to set it with powder and then I'll be right back to fill it in. Alright, so now that that's set, I am going to take that red body paint that we used earlier to draw out the shape, and now I'm just going to fill in the shape entirely. Okay, so now that I'm happy with that being filled in, we're going to do the same thing, just reverse, and we're going to just fill in our foundation just around that edge there. So as I said earlier, I'm just going to take some of the same exact foundation and just start to tap that on. Now just to make the skin around it look a little irritated, I'm going to take a red and pink shadow from the Carnival 3, little bit at a time. Just like so. So now it just looks irritated because if this were real, the skin around an injury to this extent would definitely be irritated. It wouldn't be this finessed and slayed. So just to add a little bit more definition to this kind of cut, because I feel like it is a little bright, I'm going to be using the Mayron Color Cup. Alright guys, so last up I'm just going to be taking some blood. This is Fleet Street Blood Works. I love these because they dry down completely. That helps so much because to stay sticky with blood that stains everything is such a pain in the ass. So this, it takes a few minutes to dry, but I'm pretty much going to fill in the entire wound with just some blood and a small brush. Alright guys, so I finished everything up. This is the completed look. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I hope that you guys agree. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!